Have a good day now.
We'll be back soon.
9th of June, Rabbi Levitt, Gemora.
Oh, here we go. Okay, we're ready to go.
Now he's connecting to. All right. Phil, can you hear us now?
I hear you now. Couldn't figure out what was going on, but now I hear everybody.
A new section today, Toshma, Itali Abua. Oh, actually, we did this also. Yes, good morning, Phil. How are you?
Okay, good morning.
Okay, so we did this Toshma with Rebbe Abua, the Rebbe after Riki. Remember we did that. Yes, okay. Okay, so we will. I think we're actually not finished with it. We're right in the middle of it. So okay, so let's take it from the top, and we'll proceed further than we did on Yom Hamishi, and we'll get into the Hahuraya. Bezos Hashem. Okay, so let's take it from Toshma, the Tani Abua, the Rebbe after Riki. And see where this is. This is Tufshin verse.
From the article 582 on the left side after the break. The Gemora now returns.
Okay. So, Roy, would you like to start the reading?
Toshma, the Tanya of Avua, the Rabbi Aftoriki, the Dirbe, Chaye, Kamayesa. Come, learn a refutation to the first ruling of Reb Chia from the fine Brisa that the father of Reb Aftoriki taught. Mone li biyodaka. If a plaintiff claims, you owe me a mana, Allah Amar Ain Lacha Biyodi Kolon. And this one, as the defendant, replies, I don't owe you a thing, I owe you nothing. Vahayadim also Sheyesh Biyodel Chamishim Zuz, but the witnesses testify for half that he is indeed owed 50 zuz by the defendant. Yochel Yeshaveh al Hash'ah. It could be thought that the defendant should swear the Modeh B'Miktas oath concerning the remainder that he continues to deny. Talmud Lomar, therefore, the Torah states that the oath of Modeh B'Miktas applies. Al Kol Havodah Asher Yomer kihu zeh, regarding any loss, when he says that it is this that I owe you, but not more. This teaches that al ha'adas piv hata mechayvo, that based on the admission of his own mouth, can you obligate him to swear the modeh b'miktas oath. Va'i ata mechayevo al ha'adas aidim. But you cannot obligate him to swear the oath based on the testimony of witnesses. This brisa directly contradicts Reb Chia's first ruling.
Right, because Reb Chia said in that exact case that the defendant would in fact be chayav to make a shvua in regard to the second 50 that the witnesses did not testify about, if he wants to avoid the obligation. And here we see that this is a brisa, Tanaic source, that says that the pasuk precludes that possibility. So now the Gemora is going to answer what's Do we have any Rashi we want to read right now? We have a lot of Rashi. Let's read the Rashi right now. This is Toshma. This Rashi starts with Tafshin, the Tani, Abu, the Rebbe Aftariki. Halfway, more than halfway down.
Toshma, the Tani Abua, that taught the father of Rebbe, whatever his name, Aftariki.
Yeah.
Okay. And then it says Toshma, we learn from a tiyufta, a contradiction.
Yeah.
And it says the Rebbe Chia, Rebbe Chia Breita, with the grace of Rebbe Chia, Hameta, like Rebbe Chia's original opinion at the outset. Kaloma to say Toshma Rebbe Chia Kamaisa, that Rebbe Chia originally said, the Amar that says La'el above, Shalo Tehei Hoda Piv, that there's Godol, that there isn't a greater admittance by your mouth, isn't greater Shahadet Edim than the mouth of than the testimony of witnesses.
Yeah, that the admission of the mouth should not be any greater than the testimony of witnesses against him. And what we mean when we say it shouldn't be greater, we mean greater in its power to obligate the one who admitted to make a shvua ma'amexes. So it shouldn't be that power to obligate him in a shvua when he makes an admission should be any stronger than the ability of the testimony of witnesses to obligate him in making a shvua also. Okay. And on that, the Brisa says, Tamalomar, Al Kol Aved Asher Yomar Ki Uzeh. Rashi's going to tell us a little bit about this. This is a pasuk in Shmos. What is this all about? Asher Yomar Ki Uzeh. And Phil, too.
Asher Yomer that he said, model over mixat, someone who admits a partial claim. Miklal, we deduce from that the kofa mixas. That means if you're only admitting part of it, it means that you're denying the other part of it. You're denying the mini part. The katav and it's written above, meaning on it, the nikrav bal habayit al Elohim, that the okay, shall come, the bal habayit shall come. No, they'll come. The Levitt will come to them. I'll lay him on them. The darshin will come on and it will make a drasha later on. The nikrav l'shur, he'll come. It'll come near to make a shul. He'll have to make a shul on this.
Right. So we see in this language that the pasuk says, Asher Yomar, then he says, he who's there, for it is this, meaning to say, for it is zeh, he's pointing to this amount. This is what I owe you, as opposed to what you have claimed that I owe you. So that's where the Chazal saw in the words of the pasuk that he's making a partial admission. He says, Ki hu zeh, this is what I owe you. But the implication is, what the other things that you have claimed that I owe you, I do not owe you. And then we see that the Torah obligates this person who said this in a shul. Okay, so Hahu, the next Rashi is Hahu.
Who is like on this?
Hahu. Where did we read that yet?
No.
That's later on. Okay.
Then he brings a Ahuda mixas, a partial omission on part of it. The Mechayev on it, that makes him Chayev on it. A shur. He has to make a shur on that. The Atya and comes the testimony of witnesses, on it. The Kal V'chomer, it's a Kal V'chomer. Like above, the Leica Kara, there is no pasuk, the Tadrom, the Tadroth, to learn from it. A miyuta, a limitation.
Oh, I see where this is. Okay. We're going to get to this Hahu in a second. But so far what we got is that the Gemora has brought this brisa against Rabbi Chia. And now we're going to go to what the Gemora's response is going to be for Rabbi Chia. So we read from where it says, Gemora answers, Masnisa Karamis. This is also the first words of the line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines down from where we started, from the Toshma. Say where it is, Roy?
Yeah. Right, you want me to read it? Okay. Masinate Masanita Ka Damis Aliyah the Rabbi Chaya Are you presenting Brisa as proof against Rabbi Chaya? This is Gemora reply. Rabbi Chaya Tana who Maplig. Rabbi Chaya is ranked as a Tana and can dispute the ruling of a Tanaic source such as a Brisa. Still, the Gemara asks, Vaha Kara Ka'ama, but the Brisa adduces a verse in support of its ruling. How then can Reb Chaya disagree? The Gemara answers, Ahu the Modeh Miktos Hata'ana. According to Reb Chaya, the purpose of that verse is to teach the basic law of one who admits part of the claim against him.
Oh, so that's okay, what's the Gemara saying over here? The Gemara is saying a follow-up question. That's the Gemara's question. It's not simply that Reb Chia is arguing with the Brisa. Reb Chia is arguing with the pasuk, says the Gemara. How can he argue with the pasuk? And that the Gemara answers no. He's got a different way of explaining what the pasuk is talking about. Hahu lemoda mixes satana. And that was what Rashi was explaining to us in the previous Rashi. How be boile lohodas mixes the mechayva ale shavua. That pasuk is necessary to inform us that somebody who makes a partial admission is going to be chayav shvua. But his obligation to make a shvua against witnesses to come and testify that he owes a partial of the claim is a kabul chomer. The Levitt is saying the tidrosh mina miuta, because we don't have any extra words in the pasuk that would indicate that this is what the pasuk is saying is coming to say only where he himself admits with his own mouth, then he's going to be chayav shvua. But in a case such as when witnesses come and say that he's chayav half of what the plaintiff says, that he should be chayav to make a shvua, in that case, there's no indication from the pasuk that we have any indication that the pasuk is excluding his obligation to make a shvua in that case. Okay, so in other words, that's where we're holding right now. That no, Reb Chia is not arguing with the pasuk. He has a different way to explain the pasuk. The pasuk is not coming to exclude the obligation to make of the defendant to make a shvua when witnesses come. It's saying even in the case where witnesses don't come, and it's simply the admission of the defendant that he has to make. Even in that case, he has to make a shvua. Because you might have thought to say he doesn't have to make a shvua in that case. The pasuk comes to say no, even in that case where the plaintiff has no proof whatsoever, and all he has is the admission of the defendant that he owes part of what the plaintiff is claiming. There's where the Torah says even in that case he's got to make a shvua. All the more so, he'd have to make a shvua against witnesses that come in favor of the defendant and say, yes, he owes we know that he owes part of what the plaintiff claims. That would spur us even more to get the defendant to make a shvua in regard to the other amounts that there are no witnesses on. Okay. Now we go back to the Gemora, and the Gemora now wants to know. Okay, it's going to be close, but I think we're going to get further than we did last time. And hopefully we understand it a lot better too. Now we go back to the Gemara of Ve'avua the Rebbe Aftariki. Amalach. Back to Roy. We don't have Lou, we don't have Alan. We have one Gemara reader today, and that is Roy. Your good luck, Roy.
Thank you. The Rebbe Afriki, and what was the author of the brisa cited by the father of Rev Aftariki reply to Rev Pia's rejoinder? The Gemara answers, Amalach, he would say to you, Besiv hu, Ukasiv ze. Kasiv hu, Kasiv he. The word it is written in the verse, and the word this is written there. Had machad lamoda miktsas hatana. On one of these words is needed to teach the basic law of one who admits part of the claim. V'had l'ha'adas adim depotor, and the other one is understood to indicate that when the partial substantiation of the claim results from the testimony of witnesses, then the defendant is exempt from swearing.
Wow. Okay. So this is how Abu the Rebbe Aftariki will explain the pasuk, and like that, it's coming to exclude the case of Hadas Edim from a Chiv Shvua. To exclude it, meaning he's going to be patur in that case, not like Reb Chia wanted to learn the pasuk. Really, that's the way the brisa was explaining, right? The brisa said this explicitly. We just wanted to exclude, and the Gemara just wanted to know where does Abu the Rebbe Aftariki, who brought that brisa, where does the brisa see this interpretation of the pasuk, and accordingly the din that the brisa says. So he's explaining. We got two words that we're darshing over here. Asher Yomar Ki Uzeh, that the defendant says Ki Uzeh. So from those three words, two of them we're darshaning, the who and the zeh. No, and one of them more doesn't actually tell us which one does which function. One of them makes him chayav when he admits, and the other one makes him patur if he doesn't admit, but witnesses come and testify that he owes half the amount. And now the Gemara is now we could read Rashi. Dibur Masil Chad Lahodas Eidim and Chad Lahodas. No. All we have is one Rashi and one word.
One Rashi with one word.
Where the first white Rashi.
Right. And one is about talking about the testimony of witnesses. the meuta to make a limitation for an exclusion.
Right. Right. So this is what Rev Afteriki, Wood Afteriki, is going to explain that really there is a mute in the pasuk for the case of ha'adas edim, when witnesses come to testify. There's a mute, meaning that the pasuk excludes, based upon one of these two words, his liability to make a shua. He doesn't need to make a shua. He's patur in that case of ha'adas edim. That word signifies a mute. And Reb Chia, Rashi explained previously, says that no, there's no mute in the pasuk. There's no mute in the pasuk, and therefore we're free to learn a kal v'chomer to ha'adas edim. Actually, now the Gemora is going to go back to Reb Chia and say, what do you say about who the Rebbe Afteriki's drasha, which shows you, which goes against you? How are you going to explain these two words? So we go back to Roy with the idach.
Right. The idach. And how does the other authority the superfluous expression in this verse? The Gemara,
Yeah.
the Gemara answers, Had lemode mikutas hata'ana v'had lemode mimain hata'ana.
Right.
Rev Chia explains that one expression is needed to teach the basic law of one who admits part of the claim, and one expression is needed to teach that he must admit something of the type that was claimed in order for the modeh b'miktas to apply.
Right. So at this juncture, the Gemara is explaining that Reb Chia will admit that there is two drushes over here in two words to darshan, but it would be theoretically available for a mute, but he doesn't hold that the word is there to make a mute of ha'adas edim. He holds that the word is there to add a halacha in terms of who is the one that is qualified as a moda mixus hatayna to be chayav shua. Only the one when the admission that he makes is part and parcel of what the plaintiff claimed. Like we said the other day, if the plaintiff claims that he's owed apples and oranges, so the defendant, he must admit partially to the apples or to the oranges. But if he says, I don't owe any apples and I don't owe you any oranges, but all I owe you is bananas, that's not going to be a chayav eshua. So that's what we mean when we say it has to be min hatayna. The hodah has to be min hatayna. It has to be from the claim that the plaintiff made, and like that, he's used up both of the words to darshan, and he didn't use either one of them to exclude the case of ha'adas edim. Okay, and now we got a Rashi. Rashi has a whole line and a half of Rashi on this last piece of Gemara. Rashi divramasil chad v'hodah min hatayna.
And one would admit money from a claim of money. Claim. the ba'inin shetaheh that we need hoda moment, an admittance of money, the claim, kafira, that's denied, she'im, ta'anu, he makes a claim, a seah, shalchit, a seah of wheat, the hodeh, when he admits on him, the sorim, he admits only on barley, he would be putter.
Okay, I had my own example. Rashi's got his own example. Rashi's example is that if the plaintiff says you owe me a saw worth of chitim, of wheat, and the guy says, "Oh, I owe you I owe you of a sorim, I owe you of barley," so he'll be putter, he'll be exempt from the shvuas modemixis, according to this rule that the hodah has to be mimin tanis hakvira. It's got to be included in the hodah is part of the taina of kvira. So in other words, let's say, for example, if the guy said, you owe me a saw of chitim. If he said, no, I don't owe you a saw of chitim, but I do owe you a half a saw of chitim. Oh, that's called a hodah, which is mimina taina. Okay. You got the point? And now we go to the next section of the Gemora. We got another idach.
Mhm. All right.
In other words, now the Gemora is going to want to know. So this is a relevant halacha that everybody's got a hold of. So where is it that Avud Aftariki of the Brisa, where does he get that halacha out from?
All right, for idach. And from where does the other authority, the author of the Brisa, derive this condition that the admission must relate to the type of the item claimed? So the Gemara answers, Modeh Memain Atana lay. In fact, he does not hold that the defendant must admit something of the type that was claimed.
Oh, okay.
The Savar lay Bedabain Barabon Gamliel. Rather, he holds a view of Rabban Gamliel. Grief of Rabban Gamliel. Disanan, as we learned in a Mishnah, Ta'ana Hatin Vada La Bisurin Pator. If the plaintiff claimed wheat from him, but the defendant admitted owing him barley, he is exempt from swearing the oath of Modeh B'Miksos. Rabban Gamliel Mechayev, but Rabban Gamliel requires him to swear it.
Right. So we see from there that Rabban Gamliel holds that even if he says I owe you, even if the plaintiff says you owe me chitim, and the defendant says I owe you only seorim, so that's not a hodah, which is minatana. But nevertheless, Rabban Gamliel holds that he's chayev a shvuas modemixis, because he doesn't hold from this halacha that the Rechiya darshan from one of the two words that when he's modem has to be minatayna. Okay, Very good. Yashikoya.
Take care.
All the best, Phil. Have a great day. Shvua Tov.
Okay, see you.
And Shkoyach to Roy.
Bye for now. Thank you.
Bingo.